In 1953, Dr. Seuss wrote a live-action film. It was not cute. It was about an evil piano teacher who imprisons 500 little boys inside a giant piano and forces them to play one endless song until the end of time. This was Theodore Geisel, already famous for a string of beloved children's books. He had never written for the screen before. One of Hollywood's biggest producers, Stanley Kramer, believed Seuss had a feature film in him. Kramer gave Seuss creative control and a budget that would eventually spiral to nearly $3 million. In 1953, that was a fortune. Seuss wrote the screenplay, the lyrics, and designed the visual world. It would be called The 5000 Fingers of Drive T. The story follows a boy named Bart Collins. Bart hates piano practice. His mother insists. One day, exhausted by yet another lesson, Bart falls asleep and plunges into a full-blown nightmare. In the dream, Bart's piano teacher has transformed into the monstrous Dr. Terwilliger. Terwilliger runs a totalitarian institute where he has kidnapped 500 boys. His plan: force all 500 to play a single colossal piano at the same time. He calls it the Happy Fingers Institute. 500 boys, 10 fingers each, 5,000 fingers pressing keys on a piano so massive it curves around the entire room. This was not metaphor. This was the actual production design, built on a soundstage at enormous cost, a twisted Seussian cathedral of ivory keys. Hans Conried played Dr. Terwilliger with a deranged glee that is genuinely unsettling. He had been a beloved character actor for years. Here he is all coiled menace and theatrical cruelty, strutting through Seussian corridors in silk robes, demanding absolute obedience from his army of captive boys. The sets were a nightmare brought to life. Ladders that lead nowhere, twisted corridors, a dungeon for musicians who refuse to play. Every frame looks like a Dr. Seuss drawing stepped out of the page and turned hostile. It is surrealist production design on a scale rarely attempted. The musical numbers were just as strange. A chorus of prisoners sings about the horrors of practice. A pair of roller skating guards share a vaudeville duet. Dr. Terwilliger performs a number while dressed in a gold coat covered in dozens of tiny mirrors. The lyrics were written by Dr. Seuss himself. When the film wrapped, the budget had swelled far past what anyone expected. Columbia Pictures braced itself. The 5000 Fingers of Drive T premiered in the summer of 1953. Audiences did not know what to make of it. Critics were baffled. Some praised its visual ambition. Most found it confusing, dark, and inappropriate for children. It vanished from theaters within weeks. Dr. Seuss had spent years crafting a deeply personal nightmare, and the world had shrugged. Geisel never wrote another feature film screenplay. He returned to children's books and never looked back. The 5000 Fingers of Drive T became a footnote, a curiosity buried in the vaults of a studio that did not know what to do with it. Decades passed. The copyright was never renewed. The film slipped quietly into the public domain, where it sat waiting to be rediscovered. And rediscovered it was, by late-night television, by cult film collectors, by a generation that had grown up with Dr. Seuss and was shocked to learn he had made this. Today, the 5000 Fingers of Drive T is recognized as a genuine oddity. A surrealist live-action nightmare written by the most beloved children's author in American history. It is streaming on the Internet Archive right now, free in its full bewildering glory. It is not a lost masterpiece exactly. Parts of it are clunky. The pacing sags, and not every song lands. But it is the only place you will ever see a Dr. Seuss nightmare rendered in flesh and blood. And there is nothing else quite like it in all of cinema. If deep dives into the strangest corners of film history are your thing, you are in the right place. Subscribe and follow The Real Vault. We pull these stories out of the archives so you do not have to dig alone.